Hi everyone, welcome to another Masketeers guide video, and today I'm going to go through my farm and speed build. So this is just my own opinion about which characters to use and the reasons why. Also I've double checked it with some professional people in the Masketeers Discord and other tips and tricks from the community, and this is the build I found that the best basically speed build, or for collecting sparks and farming as much of the arcanas as I can out of all the other Masketeers. So today I'm going through my personal speed build, and then we'll do a follow-up video for a power build to follow up this one. And yes, loads of other guides and builds coming out soon, so make sure you're subbed and hit that bell notification so that you're up to date in the news. So this is a team, so I always select Pixie, Coro, Falcon and Nightingale. At the moment I'm on about stage 800. For the skills to use, I'll go down for the most important skills to break them down in a second, but if you get up to around about stage 600, you should be able to max out all the skills anyway. So if you are around about 600, I'll just max out all the skills as shown. If you're not, I will break it down below for you in a second. So skills needed for Falcon, so this is a breakdown of skills needed for this is in order of importance. So the first one is Spurred Soul. This is out at level 6. So the skill is most important to max out because it's the core of the build. Gives 100% sparks when Soul Orb is used. The build is aimed at spawning tons of Soul Orbs. So that's how you can generate the extra sparks to level up everything quicker. So the first one is Spurred Soul. The second one would be Confident Drive. Max that out, and that helps charge Falcon's ultimate, which helps with the speed of the run. Third one is Infused Arrows. So if you max that out, so with Pixie and Coro's ultimates, they debuff the Wraiths, so that helps deal tons of damage with the Infused Arrows. So any debuffed enemies get extra damage, so that helps get rid of the Wraiths a lot quicker. Then you've got Enduring Rain. Now Enduring Rain increases the wave count of arrows by 5, so it basically takes away more Wraiths, so basically helps splash the stages much more quicker. Then you've got Flinters, which auto attacks have 75% chance to hit 2 additional enemies, so again it gives more damage and helps clear Wraiths much more quicker. And just a little tip at the end, I mentioned that you can also level up your damage boost to a minimum of 10 points than that to give you more damage overall to Falcon. So Falcon's going to be your main power damage player, so you can speed through those stages when you use his ultimates and just generally by using him because he's quite an OP character. Next one is the skills needed for Pixie, and again this is order of importance. So the first one is Energizing Banter. So this spawns more power orbs, so this is for more damage. And then you've got Quick Fingers, so more chance to increase attack speed for more damage, so quicker runs as well. And then you've got Fan of Daggers, so that's for more damage to help clear Wraiths for quicker runs. And then you've got From the Shadows, again for more damage but quicker runs. Because with From Shadows, if Pixie takes no damage for 4 seconds, the damage decreased by 85%. That's why we got Nightingale on the team, because with Nightingale she has the ability to add barriers and protection, so that comes into effect more often to give you more power. So once all these are maxed out, look to level up all her left side skills for dodge chance and added dodge attacks to the build as well. Then you've got Coro, so this is again order of importance. So you got Spark Serenade. So enemies defeated by Anthem of Inspiration, that's her ultimate, gives 100% more sparks. That's more sparks for farming to help with the build. Then you got Primed Composition. So again, after activating her ultimate, 7 orbs are spawned. So more chance of orbs spawned, more chance of having her ultimate charged up. Also, the more chance of Soul Orb to be spawned, which is what we need. So also third one, Beckoning Ballad. This increases spawn chance of Coro's Soul Orb. So we need more Soul Orbs in the build. I'll explain in a bit more detail later why, but mainly every time this Soul Orb is spawned, it's automatically activates Falcon's passive for more sparks, and more sparks the better. Oligoro, so each time a Soul Orb is used, it charges ultimate, so we will be spamming a lot of Soul Orbs, so this is chance of ultimate to be charged, and again more of ultimates are used, the more sparks we get, so that's a good thing as well to have leveled max. And Everlasting Hymn, so increases duration of ultimate and orb skills by 7%, again just makes the whole build more powerful. Then you got Nightingale. Again, order of importance, so we want to increase spark drop by 60%, so Golden Goose maxed out for obvious reasons, as much spark drop as we can, and with Morning Melody maxed out at 8. For every 13th Nightingale Orb, a Soul Orb is spawned. So again, the more Soul Orbs we used, the more Falcon's passive or Spark Drop increases. And you've got Soaring Spirits. All Musketeers alive, they get more damage increased by 30%. And with Nightingale's Orb Chains giving more barrier protection, then that's more chance of that happening. So again, it makes the build more powerful. Then you got Harmonious Rise. So all allies with barriers deal 40% extra damage. So again, more damage to build to make it quicker. And Protective Wings. So you get when a Masketeer barrier is broken, the attacker deals 360 damage to the Wraiths. So that's again, when you start getting towards the end of the build, it helps smash through those extra stages to get a little push at the end. Now, what Guardians level? So Guardians, when you start leveling them at 2, 3, and 4, and 5, you can choose either left or right side to choose which blessings to use when you start leveling up those Guardians. So this is recommended for this build. So I start with Guardian of Power. So starting from the bottom, working your way up. So the bottom, you want to go left side, Blazing Beak. So we're going to go boss damage. The reason we're going boss damage is because we'll be having Daunting Bell Relic maxed out. Daunting Bell basically cuts your stages in half when it's maxed. So there's be less wraiths to kill and more bosses to smash through. So that'd be more important. And then the second one would be Rising Flares. So Orb Skill damage for this build, because we're going to be spamming loads of Orb Skills anyway. Not elemental, so because we're concentrating on Orb Skills, it makes sense to have more damage increase on that side of the things. And Inferno Charge. Now, we don't have a lot of stun attack on the build. We have a couple of crits in there, but not a lot of stun. So that's why I chose to do. So every 5th attack has auto attack for more damage. So there's more chance of having more damage from the build having a 5th attack than to have the stun one on the left side. And last one, Phoenix Strike. As we'll be farming a lot of enemies, we won't be fainting that much because we'll be speeding through these levels. So we're doing more damage for when enemies die. That would be better. So that's why I chose Phoenix Strike. Then Guardian of Wealth. So again, starting from the bottom, number 2, 3, 4, working your way up. So the bottom, you got Rare Boon. As we're doing more boss damage using Blazing Beak, and we're having Daunting Cell maxed out, we have less standard wraiths. So we have less standard wraiths to kill. So that's why we've gone for the Rare Boon for the boss one, because you got more chance. Well, it's a better choice out of the two. And the second one, Koai's Boon. We're not looking to farm offline, so the right one's offline sparks, while the left one, Koai Boon, is more sparks from Koai. So this is a better one because you get more sparks from Koai than it was be from offline. Fortune Favors, so more spark rate chance, so more chance of them appearing is better than getting more sparks from the spark wraiths, because we want to increase the chance of actually having spark wraiths than getting the income from it. So that's why I chose the right one. And the top one, the end one, Golden Rain. So the build requires a lot of 5 orb chaining attacks. So this is perfect. So it gives you 100% more sparks when 5 orbs chains are used. And we'll be doing 5 orb chains throughout the whole run, or as much as we can in run. So this gives us a lot more sparks while doing those 5 orbit chain attacks as well. So you've got Guardian of Vigor. So again, starting from the bottom, working your way up. So the bottom got Eastern Force. So Eastern Force will be speeding past race quickly, so we don't need reduced damage from elementals. So arm increase will be more beneficial than reduced damage from elementals, because we'll be going through it quite quickly anyway. Re-emergence, as we'll be looking to be doing 5 orb chains consistency, this will also help heal the team more frequently. And you got Divine Shield. Now that grants a barrier to members of your team when a Masketeer faints, equal to 60% of the max health. This is a big help towards the end of the run when you get trickier bosses and it starts getting your team fainted. So it gives you that extra push towards the end of the run. And Azure Power, if health is over 9%, damage is increased by 50%. Because this is a farm build, majority of the run we're going to be consistently over 95% health. So we get extra damage for the whole run, and also with Nightingale on the team, she'll have a barrier up. So majority of the time we'll have the barrier activated. Again, keeping the health at 95%, so we should have constant damage increase of the whole, pretty much majority of the run. And the last one of Guardians of Fortunes. So again, starting from the bottom, gonna on our way up. So you've got Noble Accuracy, so you've got more quick chance than Elemental. So again, we won't have much Elemental on this build, so critical chance is a better choice of the two. Lucky Steps, so increase dodge chance of Masketeers by 10%, making the team last longer without fainting. So this is again more towards the end of the run. Swift End, so this gives 1% chance for instant kill enemies with auto attack. So this helps clear the enemies quicker for quick and run. And last one, Spirit Surge, so increase Soul Orb chance by 5%. Again, this is the must for the build because we're concentrating on Soul Orbs for Falcon. So in more Soul Orbs you get, more passive sparks drops we get from Falcon as well. So again, helps with the speed of the build. So what Wisps to use? So I recommend Wisps. These are the Wisps I recommend to equip. So you look to collect more of these Wisps if you can, maybe from the shop or just from collecting it. So for the extra Wisp passives for better runtime. So with these Wisps, you can get Wisp Orbs, which help increase the passive effect of these. So that's why I recommend to have these equipped. So Nucleus, the first one, activate 10 Masketeer Orbs, which deals 37% extra additional damage. Again, if you were to get Nucleus Wisp Orb, that would increase that. Conjurer upgrades 2 basic orbs to Soul Orbs. Again, as I mentioned before, Soul Orbs being quite a big thing for this build, so it gives you more sparks from Falcon. And last one grants 300% sparks. Again, more sparks because this is mainly a spark farm speed build. So all of them, if you can get them, if you do see when you're doing your run, if you see Wisp Orbs, remember to click on them to activate more, to increase the passive of these as well. Charms. Now you don't have to have charms on this build. You can stockpile them and use them more for like a push time. I normally use my charms for push, but if you do want quicker runs, maybe you haven't got much time or you just want to see how fast you can possibly get it, this will be the order of importance of what I would use them. So for example, if you only had Orbruma, then just use Orbruma and forget about the other ones. But if you have them all, then you can use all 4. So Orbruma, so for example, gives a double spawn, orb spawn, which is obviously very beneficial. Then you got Hasteruma, which ultimates charge twice as fast for 3 hours. Again, more ultimates makes runs quicker. And Vigoruma, Masketeers get more damage times 5. Reparuma gets Masketeers gain 200% more armor. So again, this lasts longer and just more push. As I said, mainly I don't really use the charms on the speed builds because I spam the speed build. I use it quite often, so like 2 or 3 times a day, so I don't really need it. But maybe use them for a push build, which will be coming soon. So Orb Skills. So the aim is trying to get 5 orb chains consistently. The reason being is because if after 5 orb chains, you can see the amount of bonuses and effects you get them. So for Falcon, it's damage. So Falcon is your main power and splash guy. So his 5 orb chain deals 220% damage to all enemies and take an additional 25% additional damage blinded for 6 seconds. Mystic Dagger, this is Pixies, deals 350% extra damage and heals allies for 6% of the max HP, and also upgrades a random orb to a power orb. So again, that would help. And Koro's 5 orb chain does 106% damage, increases allies damage by 30% for 10 seconds, and the most important, upgrades a random orb for a soul orb. So soul orb is quite important to 5 chain with Koro because then you get more sparks from Falcon. And lastly, Nightingale, so extra damage and it helps keep the team alive. So with 5 orb chain, she deals 220 extra damage to all enemies, heals all allies for 30% of the max HP, and overhealing is converted to the barriers. So basically keeps your barriers up, which is nice and good to keep your team playing. So the ultimates, when to use them and why. Falcon just use as often as you can, so spam it as soon as it pops up. So this just helps you splash through the waves quickly. This is Falcon's ultimate arrow storm. Is basically just to make them run as fast as possible. Let's mow down those waves and make this run much quicker. Same with Pixie Dust, which is Pixie's ultimate. As soon as that happens, spam that for more sparks as well, so you can level up your Masketeers quicker and also increase dodge chance as well. And then you got Anthem of Inspiration, which is Koro's, so increases attack speed. It's good to use with Falcons as well in conjunction, and it just makes it again quicker runtime. And last one, you got Nightingale's ultimate, which is good to use towards. I'll use it consistently, but maybe save it towards the end of the run if you haven't got much. If it doesn't fill up as often, because it's good to use towards the end of the run when it starts getting more tricky, so your team lasts longer, so they're not fainting as much. So really this is just to keep your team alive. Good to use that when you can. So the other strategy is suggested relics. This is just kind of relics you can aim for to level up that will help make it speedy and run it and make them run faster. So you can get Daunting Bell. So this minuses enemies per wave, so maxes to level 5, that half the waves for an even quicker run. Void volume, void wraith spawn chance, maxes to level 10 for more void wraiths for an even quicker run. So Daunting Bell and void volume are the two most important ones to make this run even better. Then you got Sage Crown and Power Parchment, and that just increase the Soul Orb and Power Orb chances. So Soul Orb, again, this is the main priority of this build, so if you max that at 10, that would help significantly. Now there's a bunch of other relics you can recommend, like Arcane Chime, Twilight Clock, Shield of Gods, Summoning Stone. They're all good ones. Shield of Gods and Summoning Stone are pretty good as well. So if you've got them, if you level them up, they would be helping you build. Pretty much any relic will help you build anyway, so you just level them up evenly. So the strategy, so how the build works, the aim of the build is to use the team's skills, ultimate, passives, orb skills and other factors to chain them all together to give you the most sparks and power to do a faster run. So the main point is to gain sparks as quickly as you can, because the more sparks you get, the more you can level up your Masketeers, and the sooner you can level up your Masketeers and Guardians. So the sooner you can level them up, the quicker your run can be. So for example, the main priority of this is Soul Orb Chain. So Falcon has this skill called Spurred Soul, which gives 100% sparks with a Soul Orb is used. So more Soul Orbs that are used equals more sparks. That's why we add the following to get the most from the skill. So going through the whole video, you notice I've mentioned Soul Orb so many times, but as you can see from this as a prime example, there's 5 times we can add to the build to use Soul Orb. So we're spamming Soul Orb as much as we can and getting all that extra spark, and that just makes them run so much quicker. So you got Koro's Beckoning Ballad, which increases Soul Orb chance. Nightingale's Morning Melody, so every 13th orb spawns a Soul Orb. Guardian of Fortune increases Soul Orb chance by 5%. Then you've got Koro's 5 Orb Chain to randomly give you a Soul Orb. And then you've got Conjurer Wisp, which upgrades to basic to Soul Orb. So then again, look, there's 5 chances to get Soul Orbs, and each of those time you will get extra sparks. And on top of all that, because you're doing 5 Orb Chains, you get another 200% sparks from Golden Rain from the Guardian Blessing. So all that plus Falcon's ultimate to blast through the wraiths will just make them run so much quicker. So I hope this video has helped. This is just explaining why I use these these Masketeers, the reasons, and just the mechanics and thought behind it. So I hope this explained it quite well, and that this build helps you in some way. If you got your own build which works better, or you feel is much more beneficial as a speed build, or more ways you can make it quicker, by all means share it in the description below. Also feel free to join our Discord. We've got a guide channel, and we just discuss about all tactics and all information about Masketeers. So link to that in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, sub and follow for the next guide. I should be doing a power guide, so that should be a power build one, so that should be out soon. Apart from that, have a lovely day. Speak to you all soon. Bye.